Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different. I'm gonna do a tag video, but I'm gonna do the tattoo tag that has been on YouTube for a little while, and I have just been interested in doing it because even though I did like a get to know me tag where I did mention my tattoos, I only have 2, so it's not gonna be like extensive. But I did really want to give you guys some details just because it does explain a lot about me. And I apologize if I get slightly emotional in this video because that's why I've been putting this off, is because I knew I would do that. But that's just who I am, and this is just who I am. So yeah, it'll just help you guys get a better understanding of me. Plus I just really enjoy talking about this stuff because again, it is my life. And maybe it'll help somebody, and that's kind of what I feel like I'm on this earth for, is to help people. So I'm rambling, let's just get right into it. So question number 1 is, how many tattoos do you have? Like I said a little bit earlier, I have 2. I have this one on my wrist that you can't really see that well because it's upside down, but I'll try to insert a picture of it. And then I have this one right here. Number 2, what's your favorite tattoo that you have? I can't pick one. I know that sounds super cliche, but like I got them both on my body permanently for a reason. So I feel like I love them both equally, and they both have totally different meanings, and I couldn't pick one because I love both of them. How old were you when you got your first tattoo? I got this one the one on my shoulder when I was 17, but it was like a week before I turned 18. Like I was almost old enough to just do it on my own legally, but my mom was fine, my parents were fine for signing for it for me to get it kind of before my birthday. I don't know why, like I don't know, I just really wanted it, and so I went ahead and got it when I turned, right before I turned 18. And then this one I got, I was 19 when I got this one. What do your parents think of your tattoos? Okay, this one's kind of funny. I know my mom's gonna be watching this video, so she's probably gonna be shaking her head at this part. But she actually, at first, my mom was hesitant about me getting tattoos because we all know if you have them that they're addictive. In this, not in the sense like in a bad way, like an addiction or something like that, but like once you have one, you kind of want to keep adding, which I'm kind of in that place right now. But I'm not gonna get a tattoo for no reason. I'm not saying that if you do have tattoos that don't necessarily have like a purpose or like a reason, that's bad, because that's not what I'm saying. But I'm just the kind of person that I want it to have like a deep meaning, which we'll get into later, of course. She was kind of hesitant at first because she wanted me to be sure that it's truly what I wanted. So she made me wait a while. Like I knew I wanted my first tattoo, the one on my shoulder, that I knew I wanted that since like, I think it had been like 3 years prior to when I actually got it. So she really wanted to make sure that I stuck with it and that I wanted it. And so I told her that I still wanted it, and she ended up being able to get it for me. So yeah, and then when I got my other one, she was still kind of hesitant, but the meaning behind it kind of explains itself. So she was okay with it. I know she probably doesn't want me to get any more. Hey mom, you probably don't want me to get any more, but I want more, and so, but I will put a lot of thought into it before I just randomly go get another one. Does your boyfriend like your tattoos, and which one is his favorite? I don't know which one is his favorite per se, but I mean, he likes them. He wants some for himself. He doesn't have any yet, but he plans on it, so I guess he likes them. Okay, I haven't pre-read these questions, so I don't know if it's gonna ask ones that I actually want to tell you. So if I have anything else to add at the end, I'll add it at the end. Okay, next question. Did you always have a love for tattoos, and what is your inspiration? So actually, no. I used to like hate the idea of tattoos and the idea of needles. And I used to think that they didn't look good. I don't know. I was very judgmental in a past life, aka like a while back when I was younger. And I guess my inspiration would be just life, and my faith is a lot of the reasons why I have both of my tattoos. So that would definitely be why, and kind of my inspiration. I don't ever want to get, like I said, I don't ever want to get a random tattoo for no reason. Do you plan on getting more tattoos in the future? Yes, absolutely. I have a few planned. I just need to wait it out and see like if I want to change like where I want them or like what I want them to be exactly. Which tattoo would you say is the most painful? Okay, so this one on my wrist forearm area right here is, I really am struggling to try to figure out the best angle to show you this at, but it's kind of like right in my wrist forearm area. This one did not hurt at all. Like I barely even like flinched with this one. I guess because there's not really bone close except on the very edge right here. This kind of part right here kind of hurt, like the very edges, and this one has shading in it, so it kind of hurt as well. That part, just going back over it. But this one on my shoulder, since the top is like on my, there's Lilo. Since the top and the side are kind of like on my shoulder blade, that hurt pretty bad, especially like it was my first tattoo, so I didn't know what to expect. But it really, neither one of them honestly hurt terribly bad. So, but I honestly don't have one in what you would say was like a bad place to get a tattoo. Like the ribs I've heard is really bad. Your foot I've heard is really bad. Anywhere where like your skin is really thin. Kind of like, I mean my shoulder right there is kind of thin, but not like insanely bad. So, do you regret any of your tattoos and why? Absolutely not. Because like I said, I don't get them for no reason. What was your least painful tattoo? The one on my arm. Okay, so what is the meaning of both your tattoos? So I'm trying to think of the one that I want to start with. I guess I'll start with the one on my wrist, my swallow. It's a swallow. I've had many people say dove, hummingbird, etc, etc, and that's fine. Like, I mean, it's a bird, but it's a swallow for specific reasons. Okay, so without getting too lengthy into this, technically the swallow is supposed to represent, like, sailors used to get them to represent like their journey across sea and stuff like that, but I didn't really focus so much on the fact of like the meaning of the specific bird. Okay, let's just start from square one. So this tattoo I actually got in January of 2016, and the year before that was January 2015 when I actually lost one of my really close friends. And I was her mentor, or one of her mentors at our church. I was her small group leader, and her passing wrecked me in many ways. And I hope this, I really don't want to cry, but it just makes me really emotional at this point still because of the way things happened. She took her own life for, I hate to say for many different reasons because it's a difficult thing to talk about, but that's kind of what I also wanted to lead in talking in this video about. But I've been really nervous about making a video about this because I don't want to say the wrong things. But it's important enough to where, I mean, it needs to be talked about. And you are not ever alone. And that kind of plays into my other tattoo. Both of them kind of tied together, but this tattoo strictly is in memory of her. And what she means to my life. So basically, the swallow represents, you know, basically love and respect. And the swallow would actually represent to sailors that if they had the tattoos of a swallow on them, that it would carry them out of the ocean into heaven, which is kind of silly, I know, but it was just kind of a symbol of that. But that's not the main reason that I got it as a swallow, just because I really liked the design and the way they looked and how they were really pretty. That's kind of what I wanted to use to base on the actual reason why I was getting it. I didn't get it for that reason, obviously. But, and I also, swallows, basically the meaning is returning to home. Whereas my friend Dakota is home now, and she's with Jesus. It's hard to talk about. It really is, because of how deep this issue is, and it's something very close to my heart. So if you ever feel alone, if you ever feel down, just know that you are worth so much more than what people make you feel. Just don't let that become how you identify, because you are so much more than you think you are. You have no idea what plans lie ahead, and suicide ends the chance of those plans that you could have and what that God could have for you. That cuts those off, that eliminates from anything getting better. And I do not believe that suicide is in any way you being a coward. I don't think that at all. And I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. It hurts, and it hurts everyone around. It destroys things. I mean, I had never had any previous experience with being around anything like that, especially seeing it happen to somebody who was so young, and seeing it happen to somebody who was so full of life. And she was just amazing, and she was wonderful, and she was so happy, at least at one point. But I just want you to know that you are made in God's image, and even if you're not religious, even if, I know not everybody's going to agree with this aspect of things, but it can be taken in so many more different ways than just the religious aspect of things if you aren't a Christian. I mean, I am, and I've spoken about this on my channel before, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to make you feel uncomfortable if you're not. Does that make sense? I just am trying to explain that in the best way. I'm not going to make you feel like you aren't loved just because you don't have that love of Christ in your heart, even though I can't stress enough how better I feel after accepting Jesus into my heart and God into my life. I just feel an overflowing of love to where I could never possibly ever feel alone, because I know He's always here with me. But some people are missing, and even if you don't necessarily believe that, this subject is still a problem and ongoing in people's lives. And it makes me hurt to think that somebody could think that their importance is so low that they would want to not be here anymore. So this is me telling you, if you are in this place, you are so important. You're important to me, and I don't even know you, but you are more importantly important to the creator of the universe. The being that spoke life into the earth has spoken life into you as well. And I understand if you don't believe those things, but just hear me out and take a minute to think about everybody else that you're important to in life. Think about the people around you. But I'm kind of getting off topic, but this is also something that I've been wanting to make like a separate video about for so long. But you are enough. You are perfect in God's image, and you are worth fighting for. You are worth it. Nobody should ever be able to make you feel like you're not. And I hate that this happens, and I hate that this is a real issue. I have been in a low place before. I've not ever considered taking my life, but I have been depressed, and I have had anxiety for my entire life. So I know those feelings that can lead to that place. But there's help out there, and there's hope. There's always, 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 always hope. That's kind of what my main thing that I'm wanting to stress. But I know it hurts, and it sucks, and it's awful, but just don't ever feel like you don't matter and that you don't belong, because you do. Okay, moving on. But yeah, I mean, if you also, on the flip side of things, if you're not that person, but you have experienced what it feels like to lose somebody to this horrible, horrible situation, it hurts a lot. It's taken me a long time to get to the place that I'm at. But I'm happy, and I'm happy where I'm at, and I know that she is in a fantastic place. And I know that it's not my fault, and there's nothing else that I personally could have done to prevent this. That's kind of the main thing I feel like that rocks your world after that, is feeling like there's so much more that you could have done as their friend. But some people, there's only a certain amount of things that you can say, you know, and some people are just lost and sick, and some people, there really is a chemical imbalance in their brain that makes them believe these things. So I'm not saying everything is preventable, but I'm trying to equip you with tools to maybe help if you ever do find yourself in that place, and just give you hope. So if you have any other questions or you just want to talk to me, I'm always here. I'm always an open book. Please talk to me if you ever feel any of these things. So moving on, yeah, that's my, that's the second tattoo. This was my first one. I've already ran like super over, like we are so far in time-wise, so I apologize if this video ends up like an hour long. But anyways, this one on my shoulder is Tetelestai is the way you pronounce it. It is Greek. This is what the word actually looks like in Greek. I didn't get the Greek lettering just because I wanted it to be more readable and just English translated. It means it has two different meanings, but they're one and the same. It means it is finished, or fully paid in full. And it was the grouping, like the last words that Jesus said on the cross before he died. So let me read you the scripture, my get to know me tag as well. But on 19:28, then when he received the sour wine, Jesus said, "It is finished," and he bowed his head and gave up his spirit. Scripture and that word in specific has been a really big part of my faith in my life in general, because like I mentioned earlier, I do have anxiety, and I have had issues with that for the past I don't know how many years. But when we went over that one Sunday in church, the pastor really made it a point to, like, those were Jesus's last words he spoke before he died. It is finished. It is paid in full. My sin has been bought. My blood has been made pure. His blood has made me pure. And that just, that is radical to me. Again, if you're not a Christian, I understand how this can seem to not make sense. But again, if you have any questions about that, let me know. But he died for me. And by saying that I'm worrying about things and I'm anxious about this, I worry about this, essentially I'm saying that, okay, Jesus, I know that you died in my place for this sin that I'm struggling with, or that I'm upset over. That's saying that your blood wasn't good enough in a sense, and that my sin isn't covered. But don't get me wrong. I mean, that it is finished. Like, Kayla, it's okay. Kayla, you're not perfect. Kayla, it's gonna be okay. Kayla, I died on the cross for you and for your sin, to make you whole, to make you saved. And that peace, the peace that comes over me when I say that, and like when I think that, is why I got this tattooed on my body forever. It's why I wanted that constant reminder, even though obviously I know I do have the constant reminder anyway. Obviously I have my Bible, I can read it, I can put it anywhere, but that, I just wanted that on my body. And it's not for everyone, so don't assume that if you really like a Bible verse, or you really like the way something sounds, that it needs to be on your body, because it doesn't have to. That's just what I wanted. So I really could go so much longer on both of these topics, and I will. If you guys want to hear more of me just talking and rambling and talking about these things, just comment down below and I can make it random. I mean, if you have a topic, let me know, we can talk about it. This has been like a super serious video, but it's really things that I think are important and I think should be talked about, and I truly believe in, and they're in the foundation, like my core. So that knowing that it is finished, knowing that it's paid in full, knowing that I don't have to be perfect is why I got that tattoo. Knowing that Jesus is perfect for me has really helped me in everyday life. Stepping back, taking a deep breath, acknowledging that it's gonna be okay. Okay, so that's all the tag. If you guys have any more questions, just let me know. I'm planning on doing like a Q&A soon, so if you have any questions that you may want me to see answered in like a Q&A video, leave them down below, or leave them on my Instagram. I may post a picture asking for your Q&A questions soon, so that would be really cool. What are you doing, Lilo? What is this? This is what she does in my videos, guys. If you're wondering what's happening, if you hear her, this is what's happening. Much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think. If you want me to get to do more of these videos like this, I have my favorites video coming up for the month of April that I will have up shortly. I have a lot of things to talk about, some cool things. If you have any other video ideas, you guys know you can always leave me video ideas, because sometimes I struggle thinking of things to record. I'm sorry I've been kind of absent lately. I've had a lot of work stuff going on. I just got started at a new job, so it's been a nice busy month for me. So I appreciate you guys sticking with me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.